Iowa Public Television is telling kids to turn off their TVs, go out and play, and use their imagination this summer. And Dan Wardell is leading the way with his annual summer reading road trip that takes him all around Iowa. Just last week, he made his 8th stop in Cedar Falls in the last 8 years.
Iowa Public Television's Dan Wardell took to the road again this summer with his annual summer reading road trip, where he goes all throughout Iowa making stops at public libraries and telling stories. The Cedar Falls Public Library was packed last weekend as Wardell made a stop at the Cedar Falls Public Library.
And it's always popular, the most popular event of the summer, so we're excited to have him back. Dan is always a big draw. He has lots of fans all over the state, and so we have lots of people who bring their kids.
2 weeks ago in Allison, we had our 100,000th person came through the doors to a reading road trip stop, and just today we had like 510. Like, parking lot was full, the library is full. I can imagine the circulation is going through the roof with kids checking out books, and that is what it's meant to do, having fun, learning, and Iowa Public Television is really thankful that Cedar Falls asked us to come back.
Wardell didn't tell just any old story, however. He makes sure all of his stories have great messages, just like the popular shows that air on Iowa Public Television.
Well, everywhere we go at all the libraries, we always tell kids something very surprising. We tell them, you know what, I work at a TV station, but we want you to turn the TVs off, okay? We want you to go outside, use your imagination, read plenty of good books, and eating healthy food. And that's the message I take all across the state every year. We've done it for 8 years, the reading road trip, but then I put in a whole bunch of fanciful things. This year it was princesses and superheroes to make the kids not quite realize that they are learning those really important messages about being healthy people.
I was kind of like Snow White. At first I thought it was just going to be Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, because then I was going to be really happy because I liked whistle while you work.
Kelly Stern, the Youth Services librarian, starred in the story by playing the beautiful and very intelligent Snow White. Snow White, who lived on a planet where all fairy tale characters lived, wanted to escape from the evil queen, so she built a rocket ship. However, in order to fly her rocket ship, she needed the help of several superheroes.
Oh, that's one of my favorite parts of story time, because I tell the kids, you know what, I've had stories in the past about aliens and ninjas and robots, but this year we're going to do a story about princesses. And then the boys look like they're all going, you know, all right, what? Let's leave, Mom. And then I tell them, wait a second, it's not just about princesses, it's about Snow White and the 7 superheroes. And then they get pretty excited. Yeah, one of the things we always do at Iowa Public Television is we want to make things active, whether it's on TV or on the web or story times in libraries. Kids need to get up and learn, right? It helps them learn, it helps them focus, and it helps them have a lot of fun. So when I come to town, we get the kids moving and we get them to be part of the story.
I was Cheetah Girl. It was really fun.
The rocket ship gets stuck, unfortunately, on a planet full of junk food, which makes the band of superheroes lose their powers. Once they were given healthy food by Dan Wardell, however, their amazing powers came back to them, and together they were able to fly out on Snow White's rocket ship. Parents loved the opportunity to not only get their children away from the TV and into reading, but this story time also had the children being active and using their imagination.
I'm a teacher myself, and I love to see kids doing different things to help them learn, and it does mold them and help them grow. So sometimes readings such as these can help them think outside of the box, because although they thought the story would be about Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, it's about Snow White and the 7 superheroes. That's another way to think about themselves as being superheroes as well. So it helps them grow and mold and shape them to be more than what they could have imagined.
Parents weren't exempt from participating in the story, however, and were asked to get up and dance. Those who have ever seen Dan Wardell on IPTV or even at one of his stops during the reading road trip sometimes have to wonder how he has so much energy.
Oh, you know, people always say, how can you do that? You know, you're up there with all that excitement and energy, but I dare anybody to stand where I stand and look into that audience full of kids and their excitement and their faces and their smiles. And if you don't feed off that, you might need to see a doctor, because that's what gives me all that excitement. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Shelby. You can keep up to date on Dan Wardell's reading road trip by visiting his blog at iptv.org/Dantastic.